There's this real pull, almost a mystique around motorcycle clubs. That sound, the leather, the idea of the open road, it's powerful stuff.
It really is. It captures the imagination.
Yeah, and today we're going to really dive into that world. We want to explore the history, which is actually pretty complex, maybe more surprising than you'd think.
Definitely. It's quite a journey.
So our mission here is to unpack how these groups went from just, people sharing a love for motorcycles, these two-wheeled machines, into this subculture that, well, it fascinates people, but sometimes it unnerves them too. We're calling it the journey from gentlemen to outlaws. And we're drawing on some really interesting historical accounts to trace how that transformation happened.
And when you look right back at the start, the very beginnings of motorcycle clubs, it's maybe not what people picture today, the type of folks involved, what they were about.
Okay, so let's wind the clock back then. Early 1900s, motorcycles are just becoming a thing. What did it look like? Who were these first riders?
Well, the sources paint a picture of clubs like the New York Motorcycle Club, founded way back in 1903, or the San Francisco Motorcycle Club. These were started by, believe it or not, well-to-do gentlemen.
Really? Gentlemen?
Yeah. Their main goal was social, recreational. They'd organize rides, put on races, hold events. It was a new hobby, kind of cutting edge, and these guys were the pioneers, seen as respectable.
Huh. That image.
Yeah.
It's so different from the modern perception, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you almost picture them stopping for, afternoon tea after a ride or something.
Maybe not tea, but certainly a far cry from the later image.
So why them? Why were these well-off guys drawn to motorcycling back then? Was it just the novelty?
It seems to have been a mix. The thrill of this new technology, definitely, but also the camaraderie, being part of something new and exciting.
Okay, and then the AMA comes along.
Right, the American Motorcyclists Association, the AMA. Founded in 1924, they became the official body, sanctioning events, setting rules.
Oh, so they kind of formalized everything.
Exactly. Being AMA affiliated meant you followed the rules, you were part of promoting a positive image for motorcycling that really set the standard for decades. They wanted to keep things respectable.
So this respectable image holds for quite a while. But then things start to shift dramatically. What kicked that off?
The big turning point really was World War II, the end of it. You had thousands of young guys coming home.
Veterans, right?
Yeah, veterans. Many were trained mechanics. They were used to the adrenaline, the tight bonds of combat, and suddenly they're back in civilian life.
And it wasn't fulfilling? Or was it just too different?
For a lot of them, yeah. Post-war America seemed quiet, maybe a bit dull after what they'd been through. They struggled to readjust, felt restless, maybe a bit disillusioned. Often working class guys, too.
So they were looking for something.
Yeah.
That brotherhood again, that excitement.
Precisely. And they found it, or recreated it, on motorcycles. Powerful bikes like Harley Davidsons, they were available. Rugged, perfect for hitting the road. They started forming their own clubs.
Different from those earlier gentlemen clubs.
Totally different. These new clubs weren't looking for AMA respectability. They were seeking belonging, excitement, maybe a bit of that edge they missed from the war, a new identity.
Which brings us to Hollister, 1947. This event seems absolutely pivotal. It's like the moment the outlaw image was born, or at least cemented in the public eye, what actually happened?
Okay, so Hollister, California, July 4th weekend, 1947. It was supposed to be an AMA-sanctioned event, a gypsy tour rally, big motorcycle gathering.
Yeah, these were common, weren't they? Riders get together?
Yeah, but this one, way more people showed up than anyone expected. Just swamped the small town.
So not enough places to stay, not enough for people to do.
Exactly. And you mix that with a holiday weekend, lots of drinking, things got rowdy, street racing, partying, general chaos.
But was it like a violent riot? Because the media portrayal later was pretty intense.
That's the key point. Local reports mostly said it was chaotic, sure, but not really violent, not a riot in that sense. But then Life magazine got involved.
And they sensationalized it.
Big time. They ran this article, and crucially, this photo, which was apparently staged, of a guy looking drunk on a motorcycle, surrounded by beer bottles. The narrative became marauding hoodlums take over town.
Wow, and that image just stuck.
It absolutely stuck. It fundamentally shifted how a lot of the public saw motorcyclists, especially these non-AMA affiliated groups.
And this is where the whole 1%er thing comes from, right? I've heard that term a lot.
Yeah, that's the story. After Hollister and the bad press, the AMA supposedly put out a statement trying to distance the organization.
Saying what?
Saying something like, hey, 99% of motorcycle riders are good, law-abiding people. The trouble is caused by just 1%.
Damage control.
Pretty much. But the twist is, these non-conformist clubs, the ones the AMA was trying to sideline, they didn't shy away from it.
They embraced it.
They totally embraced it. Started wearing 1% patches on their vests. It became a badge of honor, a symbol of being outside the mainstream, rejecting the rules.
That's fascinating. Taking an insult and flipping it into this defiant identity marker.
It's classic counterculture, isn't it? And it's important to remember, initially, outlaw in this context just meant not sanctioned by the AMA, not necessarily, career criminal.
It's like, we don't follow your rules, we make our own.
That's the essence of it. They were operating outside the established structure, an independence thing.
Okay, so with this 1%er identity taking hold, we start seeing the rise of some specific clubs that become really well-known, even notorious.
Definitely. You've got the Outlaws MC, which actually has roots going way back to 1935 in Illinois, so they're often called the oldest one.
Older than Hollister, then.
Yeah, but the post-Hollister era saw others really form and gain prominence. The Hells Angels, started in Fontana, California in '48, grew out of a group called the Pissed Off Bastards of Bloomington. Great name, right?
Huh. Tells you something right there.
And then others followed, like the Pagans, the Banditos. These clubs became the face of this new, tougher image.
So in those early days, post-Hollister, what were they actually doing? What held them together besides just rioting and maybe thumbing their noses at the AMA?
Well, writing was central, obviously, partying too. But underneath that, there was a really strong emphasis on mutual support, on brotherhood.
Like a family.
Very much so. And they developed these strict internal codes, hierarchies. It wasn't just a casual hangout. Think loyalty, respect. These were huge. Earning your place, your patch, was a serious commitment.
You hear about the colors, the patches on the vests. They seem incredibly important.
Oh, absolutely sacred. The colors, the vest with the club name, the logo, the chapter location, that's your identity, your allegiance. You earn them, often through a tough probationary period. It shows you belong, you're committed to the club and its brothers. It's not just clothing, it's deeply symbolic.
A visible sign of belonging to that surrogate family.
Exactly. It offered an identity, a structure, a sense of belonging that maybe wasn't there for them in mainstream society.
So this outlaw image starts as rejection of norms, non-AMA affiliation. But it didn't stay just that, did it? The reputation evolved, got darker.
Right. As we get into the 1960s, the 70s, things shifted again. The broader counterculture was happening. The drug scene was exploding.
And some clubs got involved.
Yeah, some clubs, or at least members within certain clubs, became increasingly associated with criminal activities, drug trafficking, violence, that sort of thing. And that really solidified the more fearsome reputation many people hold today.
So it went from nonconformity to, in some cases, actual criminality, blurring the lines in the public perception.
It became much more complex, and that image, that mix of freedom, rebellion, brotherhood, and sometimes danger is what continues to fascinate and, frankly, sometimes frighten people.
It's quite the arc, from those early gentleman pioneers through the post-war rebellion and the birth of the 1%er to the much more complicated, often fearsome reputation of today. What a story.